Hello trainers, this is 30 things you should know about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If this video helps you, please like it and don't subscribe to me. Alright, first thing you should know is when you put your Pokemon in Let's Go mode, they actually pick up items for you, which I think increases their friendship. The second thing you should know is that if you're evolving your Pokemon, you can actually stop it while it's evolving by pressing the B button. When you go into your main menu, you can go to your Pokemon and just press Y, and that will automatically make them your lead Pokemon. Much faster. Alright, so a few things you should know about Terra Raids. Alright, what you should know about Terra Raids is that sometimes you can get Pokemon that you can only acquire through trading, like Scizor. So I think that's a very good reason to actually check every single one of them. Another thing you should know about Terra Battles is that you don't even have to fight in it, but I just got LP. So you can get money just by looking at the Terra Battles. So you should look at every single one. Remember that you can challenge it alone because the game will just give you NPCs to fight with, and the battles aren't that hard. Terra Raid battles also is a really good way to get experience candies, which could be the fastest way to actually level up. One more thing about Terra Raid battles, it doesn't matter what Pokeball you use when you catch them. It can be the strongest Pokemon and it will still catch it with a regular Pokeball. 100% every time. Alright, so the next tip you should know is about Chansey Shop. You should check Chansey Shop. There's lots of things there that are very useful. Alright, like the HP up, protein, all these things make your Pokemon stronger. So if you feel like your Pokemon's too weak, you can come here and get stuff like that. And there's lots of mints if you're into changing their nature. Alright? So lots of good stuff in here. Make sure you remember it's there. It's in every town. And what I'm actually going to tell you next is that you can look on the map, and if you zoom in, you can see the names of the town of the shops. So you can check and see if it's a Chansey supply, or another good store is the Dillybird Presents. Okay, but it lets you check around, make sure you're not missing any shops, which actually happened to me a lot until I realized zooming right in shows the icons. Alright, so if you're thinking about making lots of money, you gotta just make sure you pick up every Pokeball. And there's also a little bit of shininess on the ground sometimes that you can also pick up. I find one I will show you, but by far the easiest way to make money. See, I just picked up a nugget, you know, just running around. You can sell tons of stuff and make lots of money. I'm pretty sure those mints are worth a lot of money too if you're not really into that. So just right there, I just made 6,000 bucks off those items I can sell for what I really want. But also there's a shiny spot on the ground that you can get sometimes to get more items. And I'm actually not quite sure, but I think the Pokeballs respawn after a certain amount of time. Because I swear I get some sometimes, and I come back, and there's, they're there again, right? Like, I swear I check these areas, but sure enough, I'm going back, and I'm finding more Pokeballs. When I find one of those shiny dots, I'll show you so you know what it looks like. I can't believe it. Okay, there it is right there. Alright, see how it's just shining? Alright, maybe I'll get off and I'll get really close so you can see. Look at that. Is that close enough? Anyways, so you click on it, you get another item. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're crap like that potion, but just wander around. Best way to make money, I think. Alright, so another thing I want to tell you about is that if you go back to your school, you'll be able to do classes, and these classes will give you more rewards. Okay, so if you just go through them all, they'll take some time. I've only done a few, but the professors like you better. You get all these different interactions with them, different items. Sometimes they request you to get stuff for them. Alright, so make sure you go back and do this. Speaking of the professor, I believe one of them gives you, the biology lab professor gives you rewards for completing the Pokedex. I've already got the rewards, so I'm not sure what he's going to say to me this time. Yeah, so I got to register 400 species to get my last reward. Alright, but you get some good stuff off him, so make sure you talk to him. Alright, another thing I want to talk about is picnics. So make sure you have them because they're really handy if you want to heal your Pokemon. You don't want to go back to the Poke Center depending on where you are. But if you actually make sandwiches, which you click on it, oops, and make a sandwich, I accidentally clicked it right away, so I show you the menu. It will heal your Pokemon. Another way to heal your Pokemon actually while you're in this mode, in picnic mode, if you go up to them, let's go up to this guy, click on him. Alright. He'll say, hey, what's up? But actually, if you press X, look what this guy said, press X, you can wash them. And this heals them. and makes them like you. So you guys gotta wipe them down. Takes a little bit of time, but if you don't want to go back to the Poke Center and just want your guys to like you, you can just do this instead. Just give them a little bit of a rinse. And there we go. Right as rain. And all healed up. Another thing that you shouldn't discount is the sandwiches. The sandwiches will give you more of a chance to catch Pokemon that you're trying to find. So if you have a sandwich like this one here, it says encounter power ground. Well, that means that ground Pokemon are going to show up more often if I eat this sandwich. The one thing I don't understand, maybe leave in the comments if you guys do, is I don't see a time limit. I don't see any time limit thing when it happens, so I don't know how long these things last or if they go away if you fly or fast travel. I don't know. You leave in the comments if you know, but this is something you should know and use it all the time. Alright, another place I want to show you is the auction house. Okay, so this place is very useful if you want to get lots of cheap items. Alright, so come here as soon as you can, because when I came here I got 53 Premier Balls for pretty cheap. And this guy's selling great balls. He's always selling some type of ball. 32, so they're 600 bucks each. Let's see what I get them for. I don't know if there's a strategy to doing the auction house. I assume by passing a few times it means the price is going up a little less, but I really don't know. So I passed the first time always, because that means the price went up less through this round, I guess. Alright, so I know it's an expensive item, so I'm going to pass twice. I'm really going to roll the dice. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start bidding, and I'm going to bid the lowest amount. Alright, buddy, want to do it more? So let's see. I think I'm still making money because this is 32 Great Balls, right? Oh, man. Okay. There we go. Alright, 32 Great Balls. I'm going to do the quick math. So I paid 1,280. Alright, so that's 1,900. So I saved, like 7 grand. So there you go. Come here all the time. Alright, the next thing I want to show you is how to relearn moves. So I'm going to go to Heracross. I'm going to click Check Summary. And we're going to go over to the right. And we're going to press A to change moves. Alright, and then click on Remember Moves. And then you'll have a list of moves he used to know. So don't be worried about changing out moves when you get new ones if you want to experiment. Alright, next thing I want to talk about is the Pokedex. One thing I thought was interesting is that you can change the Pokedex to A to Z, which makes it much faster to look for the Pokemon if you're not familiar with the numbers, because it is a new regional dex, so it's all jumbled up for me. So I do A to Z so it's easier to find things. But I'm going to go to back to the numbers, and then if you just go to a blank space, alright, it'll actually show you, like we know this is a Chansey, and it actually shows you where it is, even though I haven't really found them yet. Alright, so don't be afraid to click on these blank spaces, find out where these Pokemon are, because, now you can go get them. Another thing that I thought was interesting, if you press X while you're in this menu, alright, so I'm going to press X, you get rewards for completing your Pokedex. Alright, Pokeballs, you get a lot of your stones this way, your evolution stones. So if you want a guaranteed evolution stone, you get it in here. See, there's a Moonstone. Another thing about the Pokedex is that you can see to the left that it tells you like little clues. So Chansey here is very rarely seen, which means she doesn't spawn as much, and is quick to run away. So they're going to run, so you gotta have to go after them. There's a lot of other clues like this. So some of them are easy, like live in East, like just where he lives. But other ones will tell you something else, like likes being near flowers. So you're gonna look for flowers, right? So just make sure to read those clues. Also, remember to use Let's Go mode. Alright, so one thing about it is that there's certain Pokemon that actually evolve only using Let's Go mode. So you have to actually use it and walk 1,000 steps for certain Pokemon. So use it, and it's a good way to get experience. I can do this and listen to podcasts all day. Alright, another tip for just hunting down more rare Pokemon. And there are deliberate areas they're putting Pokemon. Alright, so and they're going to keep spawning in these areas. So you got to really look around for some corners, some endings. You see this area right here? This is just a flat, just a dead end. But if you go over to it, you'll find that there's a pretty rare Pokemon there. So I'm going to go over there now. And there's this guy. All right. He's a rare new Pokemon. And he's always there. Okay, so make sure you look at your map, study it, see what's a corner, what's an ending. And that's where you can find some good Pokemon and some caves. There's lots of caves. I know right here, there's a cave as well. All right, and there's a Pokemon in there. All right, you want another one? Right here, there's a cave, and there's an Espeon in there. All right? Actually, sorry, there's an Umbreon in there. I get these names mixed up. Okay, one thing you should know about NPCs is that only ones that have yellow text boxes are important. So this one has a yellow text box. That means he will trade something with you, either a Pokemon or an item or has a quest or something, right? The ones that have just white text boxes, even if you can talk to them, are going to tell you something pointless or some clue about somewhere to find a Pokemon. But usually it's nothing that you're going to get or they're not going to give you anything. So go around town, look for the yellow text boxes, and make sure you talk to those guys. All right, another thing I want to tell you is that you can get Pokemon by ramming trees. There's Pokemon like Applin and others. I'm not really sure. I know there's a Pinecone Pokemon that can come out of trees when you ram them. You won't see any type of animation. The tree won't shake or anything, but Pokemon do fall out of a lot of them. So make sure you bang into some trees. Too bad I'm not getting a good example here. Maybe because I already caught the Applin in this tree. All right, the last thing I really want to talk about is kind of your route in the game and the story, where you should do first. And I'm just going to tell you my opinion. I'm sure, like, really, the game is flexible. You can do what you want. But in my opinion, the Titans are something that I like to get done right away as much as I can. Because they just unlock so many things for your guy to run around, like boost, like jumping high, like flying and swimming, and the game becomes so much more enjoyable once you have those things. So in my opinion, they should be done first. All right, that's it. If this video helped you, please like it and don't subscribe to me.